Mr Speaker, it's a privilege to take a short call on this particular piece of legislation as the MP for Northland. I just want to acknowledge the work of the Waitangi National Trust Board and Peter Paroni and Greg McManus and the work that they're doing there. There has been something of a renaissance in the efforts in Waitangi, and that is so very important to not only the people of Northland but the people of New Zealand, because of the significance that many have regaled, the history and significance of the personalities, the individuals, and of course being the birthplace of New Zealand. Can I just acknowledge, Sir, the Honourable Tau Henare, who has been an outstanding Member of Parliament and a flamboyant and colourful individual, and I will certainly miss his involvement in this place now that he's signalled via the Twitter sphere that he's moving on, Sir. But I will always remember, of course, that he spent most of my first political term trying to convince me that Tau Henare Drive was actually named after himself and not his grandfather. But I've since come to learn that I have been defrauded by his machinations. But, Sir, he is a very, very important part of this place and the history here. But also, I think we also acknowledge the contribution that he's made to Māoridom, and this bill, Sir, is, I think, another step in a very positive direction in terms of the significance of our nation and the way in which we are coming together as many peoples, in actual fact, Sir, and forging ahead. And the significance of Waitangi can't be understated, Sir. As a Northlander for many, many years of my life, the significance of Waitangi hasn't really landed upon me in the way that I think it should. And that's probably a sad indictment, Sir, that in many ways we haven't got the cultural settings or the identity in the fit place, Sir. And I think a bill like this and the good work of the Honourable Chris Finlayson in terms of the treaty settlement process and the opportunities that are in front of us to be led by Northland, the birthplace, Waitangi, the birthplace of New Zealand, is very, very important, and I look forward to participating in whatever way I can to support the interests of the Waitangi National Trust Board. I think the governance structure and the model that is obviously set ahead of us in terms of this legislation makes absolute sense in a practical and pragmatic way, Sir. But what we should also reflect on is the importance of where we are going as a nation, where we have come as a nation, and what the Waitangi National Trust Board can be and is and should be for this nation, Sir. It's a privilege to support this piece of legislation and to support those in Taitokerau who work in the interests of all of New Zealand. So I support this bill wholeheartedly.
Speaker.
Claudette Hauiti.
Tēnā rā koutou katoa. The Waitangi